It was the dead of night in Saigon, January 30th, 1968. A city draped in the fragile calm of the Tet holiday, Vietnam's Lunar New Year. Lanterns glowed softly and the air carried the scent of incense, until the sky erupted in a symphony of chaos. At 3 a.m., explosions tore through the silence, and the U.S. Embassy, America's fortress in the heart of South Vietnam, became a battlefield. Viet Cong commandos breached its walls, their gunfire echoing through the streets as smoke and flames devoured the symbol of American power. Across the country, the nightmare unfolded. 80,000 North Vietnamese and Viet Cong troops launched a relentless assault, striking over 100 cities in a single horrifying night. From the ancient citadel of Hue to the bustling streets of Saigon, Tet 1968 had begun, and with it, America's dream of victory in Vietnam would be shattered forever. The scale of the Tet Offensive was nothing short of apocalyptic. In Hue, the fighting raged for 26 merciless days, reducing 80% of the city to rubble. A once vibrant capital turned into a graveyard of ash and despair. Streets were littered with the wreckage of tanks, homes reduced to smoldering ruins, and the air thick with the screams of battle. Over 9,000 American and South Vietnamese soldiers fell, their blood soaking the earth alongside 75,000 of their enemies. Fields became graves. Skies roared with the fury of 24,000 American air sorties, and the Mekong Delta burned under the weight of unrelenting combat. But the true horror lay in the shadows of Hue, where 2,800 civilians were massacred, men, women, and children buried in mass graves, their lives snuffed out in a chilling display of war's brutality. The enemy's strategy was a masterstroke of deception, exploiting the Tet holiday's calm to catch America off guard. North Vietnamese and Viet Cong forces struck with surgical precision, targeting cities, bases, and even the U.S. Embassy itself, a blow that sent shockwaves across the Pacific. America and South Vietnam responded with overwhelming force, their B-52 bombers raining death from above, killing tens of thousands of enemy troops. On the battlefield, they claimed victory, their firepower unmatched. But it was a hollow triumph. The enemy's true weapon wasn't their guns, it was fear. They proved they could strike anywhere, anytime, piercing the illusion of American control. The embassy attack, broadcast live on television, became a searing image etched into the American psyche, a symbol of vulnerability that no amount of bombs could erase. Back in America, the nation watched in stunned horror as their embassy burned. Families gathered around black and white TVs, their hearts sinking with every flickering image of Saigon in flames. Walter Cronkite, the trusted voice of a generation, delivered a devastating verdict. "We cannot win this war." His words ignited a firestorm of anguish and rage. Protests erupted across the country. Students flooded the streets of Washington, D.C., their voices thundering, "Stop the war!" In Ohio, mothers wept as they clutched letters bearing the worst news. Their sons would never return from Hue. The unrest spiraled into tragedy. In 1970, 4 students were shot dead at Kent State, their blood staining the ground as a nation tore itself apart. Tet didn't just break Vietnam, it broke America, exposing a divide that would never fully heal. The aftermath of Tet was a turning point that reshaped history. President Johnson, his spirit crushed, halted the escalation of the war, stepping away from the fight he once believed America could win. Under Nixon, the U.S. began its long, painful withdrawal, leaving behind a legacy of loss and lessons unlearned. Tet birthed the Vietnam Syndrome, a haunting fear of endless wars that lingered in the American consciousness for decades. That fear echoed in 2021. As America fled Afghanistan, the ghosts of Saigon resurfacing in the chaos of Kabul. Tet's scars ran deep, not just in the fields of Vietnam, but in the hearts of a nation that had seen its invincible image shattered. The cost of Tet was unimaginable. 9,000 American lives lost, 75,000 enemy souls extinguished, and 2,800 civilians massacred in Hue. A toll that turned cities to ash and dreams to dust. Letters from fallen soldiers littered the battlefields, their words of love and hope never reaching the families waiting across the ocean. On both sides, millions mourned, their lives forever altered by a war that spared no one. Yet from the wreckage, a lesson emerged. Wars break more than nations. They break spirits, leaving scars that time can never fully erase. Today, Hue stands rebuilt, its streets alive with the laughter of children and the warmth of sunlight filtering through ancient trees. But the echoes of 1968 remain, a reminder of the fragility of peace and the cost of hubris. Tet 1968 wasn't just a battle, it was a warning about the perils of endless conflict, a mirror reflecting America's past and future. What can a nation learn from such pain? How can the lessons of Tet guide us in a world still scarred by war? The answers lie not in the ashes of Hue, but in the choices we make today.